And he said, I know that you cannot show your faith. You have testified that you are Catholics now. But you have to hold on to your deen. And in the spirit of Ammar ibn Yasir, radiallahu an, and Ali Yasir, in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, we remember their story, that they were being tortured in the early period, tortured in a terrible way. And one time the Prophet, peace be upon him, came next to them, and he said, Sabran Ali Yasir, maw'idukum al-jannah. Have patience, Ali Yasir. Your place is in paradise. And sure enough, the mother of Ammar, Sumayya, radiallahu anha, she was the first person to give her life for Islam. Ammar came to the Prophet ﷺ one time and he said, I have destroyed myself. So the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, how did you destroy yourself? He said, I said kalimatul kufr. I said the word of disbelief. Couldn't control myself. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, how is your heart? He said, my heart was mutma'in bil iman. I believed, I was strong in faith in my heart. Then the Prophet said, then you are still on the path, in words. And so what came out of this, that the Mufti used for the Moresco people who were hiding their identity, is that even though you are told, or you have to testify that you are Catholics, if your heart is still on the faith, then you are still Muslim. Imagine this situation. We take it for granted. We walk around as Muslims. We think there's some pressure on us because they look funny at us at the airport. Imagine this situation that they're in. The Sheikh said to them, I know your situation. You can't show anything. So if you want to make salat, you got to make wudu. So walk along the street, make your intention inside, tap the wall. That's tayammum. You make salat with your eyes. Pray with your eyes. You want to give your zakat? Then give somebody a gift and make the intention of zakat. You want to maintain yourself, to maintain your deen, but they force you to marry in a church. And so you have to do it, but in the middle of the night, then have a nikah. They bury you in your death. You may be buried with the Trinity, but later on in the middle of the night, have your people make janazah for you. And so he gave them a system of resistance, how they could maintain their faith if they could not escape and make hijrah across to North Africa and into the Muslim world. He gave them a system by which they could maintain their faith, and by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Andalusian people now are entering Islam in Spain right now. We take our religion for granted. We take it. And we become stagnated. We become lazy in our deen. And the great scholars, in looking at these two terms, the first one is taqwa. The great scholars, in looking at this, said that taqwa is made up of al-khawf wal-raja. It is made up of fear and hope. And the ulama have told us, man raja shay'an talabahu, wa man khafa shay'an haraba minhu. وَمَنْ رَجَعَ الْغُفْرَانِ مَعَ الْإِسْرَاءِ فَهُوَ مَغْرُورٌ. They said to us that whoever hopes in something, he requests it, he wants it, so he moves towards it. And if you fear something, then you run from it. So there's action involved in this. You're stimulated one way or the other. But whoever asks for forgiveness and continues to do wrong, that person is deluded. That person is in a state of deception. They are in an illusion. And this is the situation that Muslims find themselves in many parts of the world. And the evil one, wa'iyadu billah, is coming at us in a way that probably he never came to people before. To make us feel satisfied with the life of this world, satisfied with our religion. We strive to a certain extent. You will see Islamic movement. We will put on the clothes, we will make the slogans, we will make salat. and we will do what appears to be, you know, our fundamentals of Islam, and then we relax. And we say, I'm over. We are the successful ones. We are firqatun najiyah. We are the one who will enter paradise. Then we start to relax. We become stagnated. But the scholars have shown us that your taqwa stimulates you. If you fear Allah Azza wa Jal, you hope in His mercy, you strive for this consciousness, it's action. You are involved in your action. Once you become stagnated, once you slow down and stop and feel that you made it, then you're deceived. This is the delusion now that we need to consider when we take things for granted. Some people are fooled by their families, and we see it very often happen. They will say, well, I come from a part of the world where there's Muslims, there's great madrasas. I don't have to study. I don't have to give sadaqah. My mother used to give sadaqah. So the earthquake happened in Haiti. So people are suffering. I don't have to give toward this. The United Nations will give toward this. Why do I have to do anything to help the poor? The people are suffering.